My precious child, stop right now. Breathe and let your eyes stay here with me. This is not random. This is not an accident of an algorithm. Your attention in this exact moment is saving you from something you cannot yet see. You have been moving too fast, thinking you were just tired or busy. But I have been watching a quiet trap form around you. One made of distraction, mental fog, and urgency that does not come from me. The enemy does not always attack with chaos. Sometimes he attacks by stealing your focus until you drift into decisions you never meant to make. So I interrupted your scrolling. I slowed your hands. I pulled your spirit into stillness because I love you too much to let you walk blind into what's been waiting to ensnare you. Listen closely, my child. It's time to tell you everything. The pressure you felt lately has not been imaginary. The heaviness when you wake up, the racing thoughts, the sudden waves of doubt, the feeling that you are behind. These have been signals, not that you are failing, but that you are standing near a turning point. There is a door I have been preparing, and there is also a door the enemy has been trying to lure you toward. One that looks harmless. One that feels like just one more delay, just one more compromise, just one more day of avoiding the hard thing. But what feels small can become a chain when it's repeated. That is why your attention matters. Because when you can hear me clearly, you will not be led by fear. Before I uncover what has been happening beneath the surface, I want you to anchor yourself here with me. Type, "I am here, Lord," or 7007 in the comments. Not as a ritual, but as a simple act of presence that says, I will not drift away from this warning and this mercy. And stay with me, because what I am about to reveal is not meant to frighten you, but to protect you. I am not exposing you, I am rescuing you. I am not accusing you, I am guiding you. I see you when the world looks past you. I see the hidden battle behind your smile, the way you carry responsibilities like stones in your chest. I see the moments you replay in your mind, wishing you could redo a decision, a conversation, a season. I see how you've been trying to keep going while your spirit has been quietly begging for clarity. And hear me. You are not forgotten, and you are not disqualified. You are not too slow for my plan. You are not too broken for my hand. You are not late, you are being formed. What you called delay, I have been using as preparation. What you called weakness, I have been using to teach you how to lean on me. Now, my child, let me tell you why I stopped you. There are moments in my kingdom when a single, uninterrupted yes becomes a shield. A single minute of attention becomes protection. A single choice to listen becomes a reroute away from regret. If you had kept rushing, you would have missed the warning. If you had kept scrolling, you would have fed the fog. If you had stayed distracted, you would have walked into the very thing you've been praying to escape. But you are here, and that is already evidence that I am guiding you. So join this family and stay connected to what I am doing in your life. Press like and subscribe. Not because I need numbers, but because I want you to keep receiving what will steady you in this season. Do not turn away. Do not let your mind wander while your soul is hungry. I am about to uncover the pattern that has been draining you, the false voice that has been pushing you, and the next step that will pull you back into peace. Your attention right now is saving you, and in the next moments, I will show you exactly from what. My beloved child, I have seen you walking through the corridors of a prison that has no bars, yet it holds you tighter than iron ever could. It is the prison of later, and I need you to understand why I stopped you in chapter 1. Because your attention right now is saving you from what later has been quietly building in your life. The enemy does not always come with a loud temptation. Sometimes he comes with a soft postponement. He does not need to push you into open rebellion to derail you. He only needs to keep you distracted long enough that your calling expires in your hands. I have watched you stand at the edge of your destiny, feeling the pull of my spirit, only to whisper, "Not today, maybe tomorrow." You have turned later into a sanctuary, a hiding place where you think you are safe from the risk of failure. But in truth, it is where your courage gets starved. I see the heavy sigh you release when you think about what I have placed inside you. The business you were meant to begin, the apology you were meant to speak, the prayer you were meant to pray, the boundary you were meant to set, only to tuck it into a drawer labeled, "When I'm ready." My child, it's time to tell you everything. That drawer has been filling for years, and every delay has trained your spirit to hesitate. There is a specific exhaustion that does not come from labor, but from postponement. You are tired, not because you've done too much, but because you have been carrying the weight of unfinished obedience. Every time you say later, it adds another brick to the wall between who you are and who I created you to be. You feel it at night when the house is quiet and your mind begins to replay the same thoughts. What you should have started, what you should have ended, what you should have faced. That is why your soul feels like it is gasping for air. Not because you are weak, but because the calling in you has been cramped by delay. And hear me clearly. Later is not neutral. Later is a slow theft. It steals your peace first, then it steals your momentum, then it steals your belief that you can change. It whispers, "Wait until you feel confident." But confidence often follows obedience, not the other way around. It whispers, "Wait until you have more money, more clarity, more energy." But I am the God who moves in the midst of the mess. I do not ask you for perfect conditions. I ask you for a willing heart that will hold my hand and step. My child, I also see the fear hiding behind your caution. You tell yourself you are being wise, but I see how fear has worn the mask of prudence. You are afraid that if you say yes today, I will lead you into a place where you cannot control the outcome. But I am the Lord of outcomes. I did not give you a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. The prison of later is built on a lie, that you are safer in the waiting room than you are walking with me. Yet the truth is this: delay does not protect you, it shrinks you. It does not preserve your life, it reduces it. Time is a currency I have entrusted to you, and it does not renew itself. And this is why I am calling you with urgency, not to pressure you, but to rescue you. Because opportunities often arrive quietly, and they close quietly when they are ignored. Seasons shift, hearts harden, distractions multiply, and if you keep feeding later, you will one day wake up and realize you have been faithful to excuses while starving your future. So I am calling you out of this cell. The bars are an illusion. The gate is already unlocked. The key has been in your hand, your attention, your willingness, your next small step. Do not wait for fear to vanish. Move while your hands are still shaking, and you will discover something you forgot. I have been holding you the entire time. Step out of later, my child. Step into today. Because what I am about to reveal in the next chapter is not just comfort. It is the path that keeps you from the regret the enemy hoped you would inherit. My beloved, I have seen you sitting in the quiet corners of your room, your face illuminated by the cold glow of a screen, watching the lives of others unfold like a finished masterpiece, while you feel like a discarded sketch. I see the sting in your heart when you see their celebrations, the promotions, the weddings, the houses, the laughter of children. and you find yourself asking me, Lord, when is it my turn? Have you forgotten the path to my door? You feel as though the world is a great race where everyone was given a head start, and you are left standing at the beginning, breathless and bewildered, wondering why your feet feel like lead. I see the loneliness that comes when you feel like a spectator in your own life, a latecomer to the banquet of joy that everyone else seems to have been attending for years. You look at your age, you look at your bank account, you look at your empty hands, and the enemy whispers that the ship has already sailed, leaving you stranded on the shore of what could have been. But I am here to tell you that I am the master of the tides, and no ship leaves the harbor without my command.
Bloom in love.
I know the secret shame you carry, the feeling that you are somehow behind in a race that I never asked you to run. You have measured your worth by the calendars of men, by the artificial milestones created by a society that values speed over substance. You feel like a latecomer because you are comparing your behind-the-scenes footage to their highlight reels. But I have seen the tears you've shed in the shadows of not yet. I have heard the silent screams of your soul when you feel like you are failing because you haven't reached where they are. My child, look at me. I do not use the clocks of this world. I am the God who makes the sun stand still, and the God who brings the rain in its perfect season. To be late in the eyes of man is often to be on time in the eyes of the Creator. You are not a latecomer. You are a rare seed that requires a deeper soil and a longer winter to produce a fruit that will last for eternity. The others may have sprouted quickly, but their roots are shallow. I am working beneath the surface of your life, building a foundation that can support the weight of the glory I am about to reveal. I am strengthening what cannot be seen yet, because what I am preparing to place in your hands will require more than excitement. It will require endurance, wisdom, and a heart that will not collapse under pressure. The waiting has not been wasted. The silence has not been punishment. The slow season has been a workshop, and I have been shaping you in it. I have seen how you have felt isolated in your struggle, but I am surrounding you even now. Some close, some unseen, some praying in rooms like yours, hearts being refined in the same waiting place. You are not alone in your late season. You are being formed in a hidden fellowship of perseverance. And hear me, I am not preparing you to arrive and barely survive. I am preparing you to arrive and remain. I am not bringing you into doors you will fear losing. I am bringing you into doors you will have the character to steward. The race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, but to those whose hearts are stayed on me. Stop running. Stop trying to catch up to a ghost. I did not call you to be a copy of someone else's blessing. I called you to be the original of my favor. Your late arrival is not failure. It is timing. I have held back certain doors not to punish you, but to protect you, ensuring that when you finally walk through them, you will not be undone by what you once begged for. And the loneliness you feel, listen closely, has not been abandonment. It has been sacred separation. I have pulled you away from the crowd so that I can heal the comparison in you, silence the accusing voice, and whisper secrets to you that the ones in the fast lane could never hear. Trust the pace I have set for you. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, and every chapter of your life is written by my hand. You are not behind. You are being prepared for a finish that will leave the world in awe of my grace. I have seen the nights when the world was draped in silence, but your mind was a storm of unspoken worries and suppressed cries. I have been there in the quiet moments when you stood before the mirror, looking at a face that the world sees as strong, while I saw the trembling soul beneath the surface. I know the taste of the tears you have swallowed. those salty drops of grief and frustration that you forced back down so that your children would not see your fear, so that your spouse would not feel your instability, or so that your friends would continue to think you have it all together. You have become an expert at the silent cry, the one where the chest aches and the throat tightens, but no sound escapes. You have hidden your wounds so well that even those closest to you believe you are unshakable. But I, your creator, have counted every single tear that never fell. I have bottled them in my heavenly jars, not as a record of your sorrow, but as a testament to your endurance. Your "I'm fine" has been a shield, but tonight, I am asking you to lay that shield down at my feet. You have been carrying a weight that was never intended for your shoulders alone. I see the mental exhaustion that comes from being the pillar for everyone else while you feel your own foundation cracking. It is the fatigue of the strong one, the one who is expected to have the answers, to provide the comfort and to hold the line when everyone else falls apart. I have watched you in the moments when you almost gave up. Last Tuesday, when the pressure felt like a physical hand around your neck. Or 3 months ago, when you sat in your car for 20 minutes before going into the house, just to catch your breath. I was there in the bathroom when you splashed cold water on your face to hide the redness of your eyes before returning to a world that demands your perfection. I am not a judge looking for your flaws. I am a father who sees your sacrifice. I am the one who hears the prayers you are too tired to speak, the ones that are just a groan of the spirit and a whisper of my name. Your silence is not a void to me. It is a conversation that I am deeply attending to. I want you to do something for me right now, my precious child. Stop trying to be the hero for a moment. Place your hand over your heart. Feel that rapid, fluttering beat that has carried the rhythm of your anxiety for far too long. Close your eyes and feel my hand resting over yours. I am the great physician, and I am touching the parts of your spirit that have been bruised by the expectations of others and the harshness of your own self-judgment. As you feel your heart beat against your palm, know that I am the one who keeps it moving. I am infusing you with a peace that transcends human understanding. I am washing away the bitterness of the tears you had to swallow. I am replacing that lump in your throat with a song of deliverance. You do not have to be strong for me. My strength is perfected in your weakness. The tears you held back were seeds of intercession, and I am turning that hidden sorrow into a public testimony. The season of hiding is over. I am bringing you into a place where you can breathe again, where your yes to me is enough, and where you no longer have to perform to be loved. Every silent prayer you offered while your heart was breaking has reached my throne. Every time you chose to be kind when you were hurting, every time you gave when you were lacking, and every time you stayed faithful when you were confused. I saw it all. You are not invisible to me. The world may celebrate the loud and the boastful, but I treasure the one who serves in the shadows and suffers in the secret place. I am your vindicator. I am the one who will make sense of the delays and the disappointments. These swallowed tears are being transformed into the rain that will bring forth your harvest. Do not be ashamed of your struggle, for your scars are the credentials of your calling. You have been tested in the fire of hidden pain, and you are coming out as pure gold. Rest now in the assurance that I am working behind the scenes, turning your mourning into dancing. Your heart is safe in my hands, and the peace I am giving you now is a seal that the battle is already won. My precious child, let us sit together and examine the walls you have built around your life, for I see that you have mistaken a cage for a fortress. You have spent so much time telling yourself that you are being careful, that you are being prudent, and that you are simply waiting for the perfect circumstances before you take that step. But I want to pull back the veil from your eyes today and show you the truth. The caution you have been hugging so tightly is not wisdom. It is fear wearing a mask. You have named your hesitation discernment. But in the quietness of your spirit, you know it is actually the trembling of a heart that is afraid to lose control. I have seen you standing at the edge of the miracles I have prepared, only to retreat back into the familiar, calling it safety. But I am the God who walked on water and called Peter out into the storm. My safety is not found in the absence of waves. It is found in the presence of my hand. When you stay in the boat because the wind is high, you are not being wise. You are being governed by the very thing I came to set you free from. I have watched you meticulously calculate every risk, trying to ensure that you will never feel the sting of failure or the embarrassment of a mistake. You have built a life that is predictable and manageable, thinking that this is what it means to be a good steward. But look closely at your heart, my child. Is there peace in that predictability? Or is there a nagging sense of emptiness? True wisdom is not the avoidance of risk. It is the alignment with my will. When I told my servants to move, I rarely gave them a map. I gave them a promise. Fear asks, what if it goes wrong? But faith asks, who is with me? You have been listening to the voice of the enemy who whispers that one wrong move will destroy your future. He wants you to believe that your life is fragile and that your mistakes are bigger than my grace. This is why you choose the safe path, the one that requires no faith and no reliance on my power. But I did not call you to a life of safety. I called you to a life of surrendered glory. The safe place you have created is actually a dry desert where my blessings cannot reach their full bloom because there is no room for the supernatural to break through. Understand this, my beloved. The comfort zone you are protecting so fiercely is the very place where your destiny goes to sleep. I have seen the way you avoid challenges that might stretch you, opting instead for the security of the known. You tell yourself that you are protecting your family, your finances, or your reputation.
Grace.
But what you are actually doing is limiting what I can do through you. I am the God of the impossible. And the impossible never happens in the safe zone. I am stirring a holy discontent within you today because I love you too much to let you stay comfortable in a life that is beneath your calling. This unease you feel, this restlessness in your soul, is my spirit nudging you toward the edge. I am calling you to distinguish between the holy caution that comes from my spirit and the paralyzing fear that comes from the world. One leads to life and peace, the other leads to regret and a closed door. It is time to stop calling your fear wisdom and start calling it what it is, an anchor that is keeping you from the deep waters of my favor. I am inviting you now to step into a new level of trust. I want you to recognize that the only truly safe place in this universe is in the center of my will, even if that will lead you into a lion's den or a fiery furnace. When you are with me, the furnace becomes a place of fellowship, and the lion's den becomes a sanctuary of peace. Do not be afraid of the unknown, for I am already there, standing in your future, preparing the way. The fear you feel is just the boundary of your current understanding. But I am leading you beyond your understanding into my revelation. I am looking for the heart that says, Lord, even if my hands shake, I will move because you said so. You are not meant to live in a bunker. You are meant to shine like a city on a hill. And if this message is feeding your spirit and strengthening your faith, you can support this work through Super Thanks. Your gift helps keep these words of life reaching more hearts, especially the ones sitting in silence, needing hope. If you feel led, tap Super Thanks as a seed of agreement with what I am doing in you right now. I see every act of generosity, and I will honor a willing heart. My child, have you ever wondered why the air feels heaviest right when you decide to change? Have you noticed how the whispers of inadequacy become a deafening roar the moment you finally decide to put your foot on the path of your calling? There is a strategic, calculated reason for the paralysis you feel. The darkness does not fear your potential. It fears your movement. As long as you remain a reservoir of unused gifts, silent prayers, and deferred dreams, you are no threat to the structures of shadow. But the moment you become a river, the moment you start to flow toward my purpose, you become a force that cannot be contained. The enemy wants you to stay still because a stationary target is easy to manage. He wants you to keep thinking about it, planning for it, and waiting for perfect clarity until the season of opportunity has passed by. He knows that your first step is not just a physical movement. It is a spiritual declaration of war against the stagnation that has held your life and your lineage captive for far too long. I have chosen you to be the one who breaks the silence of generations. I have seen the cycles in your family, the hidden patterns of lack, the recurring waves of addiction, the shadows of depression, and the brokenness of relationships that seem to repeat like a haunting melody. The darkness has watched your ancestors bow to these shadows, and it assumes you will do the same. This is why the resistance you face is so fierce. Your movement is an earthquake in the spiritual realm. When you decide to obey me, you are not only walking toward your own healing, you are walking through a wall that has stood for 100 years. The enemy wants you to stay still because your stillness keeps those generational chains intact. He wants you to believe you are too small, too weak, or too late, so that you never realize that the power working in you is greater than the fear coming against you. Do not mistake pressure for a sign to stop. Pressure is often the sound of a gate beginning to crack. The darkness leans hardest when it senses you are about to move. It tries to wrap your mind in fog, confusion, accusation, self-doubt, so you will sit down again and call it wisdom. It will remind you of your past, replay your failures, magnify your flaws, and then whisper, "See? Stay where you are." But I am not calling you to remain in the comfortable cage. I am calling you out of it. The desert, you know, is not safer than the promise I prepared. And the enemy's favorite lie is this: that if you move, you will lose what little you have left. Yet I am the God who provides manna in the wilderness and water from the rock. I do not lead you forward to abandon you. I lead you forward to reveal what I can do through a willing heart. The enemy's greatest fear is not that you will feel inspired. His greatest fear is that you will obey, because one yes to me can dismantle a lifetime of no from the world. One step can break a pattern that has ruled your family for years. One act of faith can silence an accusing voice that has followed you since childhood. You were never meant to be a monument to what could have been. You were created to be a movement of what is to come. Every time you hesitate, darkness celebrates a delay. But every time you move, despite fear, despite trembling, my light begins to shatter what has surrounded you. I have placed a fire in your bones that cannot be extinguished by the cold winds of doubt. The reason the path ahead looks intimidating is that it leads to authority you have never known. The darkness wants you to stay still, because it cannot stop a person who is walking in the rhythm of my grace. It can only try to convince you not to start. So rise up, my child. The ground beneath your feet is holy, and the wind at your back is my spirit. Your stillness is the only thing standing between you and the breakthrough that has been waiting for your arrival. The chains are already loosening. All you have to do is walk, my child. I have heard the echoing sound of your heart breaking as yet another door slammed shut in your face. I have seen you standing in the hallway of your life, bruised and bewildered, pounding your fists against a wood that will not budge, crying out to me, "Why, Lord? Why this rejection?
Father,
Why this wall?
let your will
You
be
see a
done.
closed door as a sign of my
I
silence,
trust in you.
or worse, a sign of my disapproval. But I want you to look closer at the lock. I am the one who turned the key.
Father,
I am
if
the
you
one
are
who barred
willing,
the entrance.
take this cup from
You must
me.
understand that in my kingdom,
Nevertheless, your will be
rejection
done.
is often my most profound form of protection. If I allowed you to enter every room you desired, you would walk into traps set for your soul, into relationships that would drain your light, and into positions that would crush you before you were ready to carry the weight of the crown. I closed those doors not to keep you out, but to keep you safe, and to ensure that you do not settle for a good thing when I am preparing a God thing for you. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. These are not just words of poetry.
Let not your heart
They are
be
the
afraid.
fundamental laws of the
Look
universe
toward
I
the
have
light,
created.
for hope is
Just as the
eternal.
earth must endure the stripping of winter before it can boast the blossoms of spring, your life must go through seasons of pruning and closure.
Stand up and walk.
You cannot harvest in the season of
I am
planting,
whole. I can
and you
walk.
cannot dwell in a house that is still under construction. I am the master of the tides and the architect of time. I see the end from the beginning, and I know exactly when the fruit of
Father,
your
I
labor
accept this
is
path.
sweet enough to be picked.
Give me the strength.
When I
to
close
see
a
it through.
door, it is because
According
that
to your
season has served its purpose in your refinement. To stay in a closed season is to attempt to breathe in a vacuum. It will only suffocate your spirit.
Peace.
You must trust that if I have ended a chapter, it is because I have a more glorious one already written
Blessed
and
are
waiting
the
for you to
poor
turn
in
the
spirit,
page.
for
There is a
theirs
divine
the kingdom
phenomenon
of
I
heaven.
want you to recognize. The window of grace. My mercy is everlasting, but my opportunities are often timed to perfection. There are moments when the atmosphere of heaven aligns with the soil of the earth to create a window of accelerated breakthrough. This is a period where my spirit moves with a particular intensity to bring forth the promises I have whispered in your ear. However, windows are not walls. They are openings that eventually close. I am a God of infinite patience, but I am also a God of divine order. I will not keep a window of transition open forever, because to do so would be to allow you to remain in a state of perpetual indecision. Some of the doors you see closing right now are closing because the window of grace for that specific path has ended, and I am forcefully redirecting your gaze to the new opening that is appearing in the opposite direction. Do not grieve the closing window. Celebrate the fact that I love you enough to push you toward your true destiny. I have watched you mourn over connections that have withered and opportunities that have faded. But I ask you today, do you trust my hands more than you trust your eyes? Your eyes see a dead end, but my hands are building a bridge. Your eyes see a loss, but my hands are clearing the space for an abundance that requires more room. The closure you are experiencing is my way of stripping away the distractions so that you can see the holy now. I am narrowing your path so that you will finally walk with the precision and focus required for the high calling I have placed upon your life. Do not look back at the locked gates with regret. They serve their purpose in making you who you are today. Now, turn your face toward the light of the new morning. I am opening a door that no man can shut, but you must be willing to walk away from the ones I have already sealed. The grace for the past has been used. The grace for your future is overflowing. Step into the new rhythm of my timing, and you will find that my no was simply a prelude to a much greater yes. My precious child, let us speak of the master key that unlocks the storehouses of heaven. Obedience. Many of my children view obedience as a heavy yoke, a list of rigid rules, or a test of their ability to be flawless. But I want to whisper a secret into your heart today. Obedience is not about your perfection. It is about your presence. It is the simple, humble act of saying yes to my voice, even when your mind is filled with how and when. I have called you the chosen one,
The Father's
not because you have never stumbled, but because I saw a heart
oceans of
willing to be
mercy.
molded by my hands. The blessings you have been praying for, the restoration of your family, the overflow in your finances, the healing of your body, are often sitting behind doors that open when you trust me enough to move. When you move, when I say move, and stay when I say stay, you are not just following a command. You are aligning your spirit with the rhythm of the miraculous. You are placing your hand in mine and allowing the Creator of the universe to lead you past traps and into the meadows of my favor. I have seen you struggle with the fear of getting it wrong. I have seen you hesitate at crossroads, paralyzed by the thought that if you are not 100% sure, you should not act at all. But hear me, my child. I would rather you take a step in faith and let me redirect you than remain frozen in doubt. I am the potter, and you are the clay. The clay does not need to know the final shape of the vessel. It only needs to remain soft and responsive in the potter's hands. Many of the greatest miracles in history were birthed in moments of imperfect obedience. When my servants moved with trembling knees and uncertain hearts, yet they moved. I am not looking for a polished performance. I am looking for a yielded spirit. When you surrender your will to mine, you are giving me room to use infinite resources to meet your finite limitations. Your obedience becomes a bridge over the abyss of what you can't control, carrying you into a realm where my strength is made perfect in your weakness. The secret of obedience is that it is the ultimate expression of love. When you obey me, you are telling me that you trust my heart more than you trust your eyes. You are acknowledging that I, who formed every cell in your body and numbered every hair on your head, see what you cannot see. I have seen the times you leaned on your own understanding only to find yourself back at the beginning, tired and empty. But now I am inviting you into a partnership of power. I have placed a specific assignment on your life that no one else can fulfill. There are people waiting for the light that will shine through your breakthrough. There are chains that will only break when you step into your authority. Obedience is the key that turns the lock of your destiny. You do not need to see the whole staircase. You only need to take the next step I place before you. I am preparing you to carry the weight of what you have asked me for. If I place the mountain in your hands today, it would crush you. But through daily obedience in small things, I am building the character and spiritual strength you need to stand on the peak. Each time you choose kindness when it would be easier to be cold, each time you give thanks when you feel lack, each time you pray when you want to complain, you are being trained. You are learning how to remain steady when blessing arrives. Do not rush the process, but do not delay the command. The moment of transition is near. Trust me, obey me, and watch as I make all things beautiful in my perfect timing. The doors are beginning to turn on their hinges, and the sound you hear is the sound of your life coming into alignment with my glory. My child, as you listen to my voice, the atmosphere around you is already shifting. You have asked me for confirmation, and I am able to steady your heart in ways you can recognize. Watch for the gentle alignment, an unexpected encouragement, a timely word, a door that opens with unusual ease, a conversation that answers a question you were afraid to speak aloud. I am weaving what looks like coincidence into something purposeful, not to entertain you, but to remind you that you are not alone. I have heard every whisper you thought disappeared into silence. I have seen every moment you tried to believe while your hands were shaking. Be attentive, not obsessive. Do not chase signs as if they are the source. Let them point you back to the source. I can speak through the ordinary, through a message that lands at the right moment, through a scripture that meets you like light, through a peace that settles where anxiety used to sit. I can confirm direction by quiet clarity, by renewed courage, by a strengthened yes rising inside you. When your mind begins to spiral, I can interrupt it with stillness. When accusation tries to return, I can cover you with assurance. When you feel torn between hope and hesitation, I can steady you with the simple knowledge that I am with you. I will also touch your inner world, because not every confirmation arrives outside of you. There are burdens you have carried in your body, tight shoulders, heavy breathing, a chest that feels crowded with worry. Watch how I can lift what has been pressing on you, not always by changing the whole situation at once, but by giving you peace that does not match your circumstances. This is how you will know my spirit is near. Clarity begins to rise, courage begins to return, and the fog begins to thin. The signs are not meant to replace faith. They are meant to strengthen it. And as you walk with me, you will learn to recognize my voice more clearly than any pattern or number could ever do. Stay close, and you will see that I am faithful to guide you step by step. My child, I have walked with you through dry valleys, where every bill felt like a weight, and every decision felt like a calculation. I saw you in quiet nights staring at the ceiling, trying to stretch what you have until the next payday. I saw the shame you felt when you had to say no, and the fear you carried when you wondered how you would keep going. Hear me now. Your worth has never been tied to the numbers in your account. I do not measure you by what you possess. I measure you by the heart that keeps turning back to me. I am the God of provision, and I am able to make a way where your math says there is no way. I can multiply what feels small. I can open doors you cannot force open. I can give wisdom that changes your decisions and strategy that changes your outcomes. I can strengthen your hands and sharpen your mind. I can connect you to the right people at the right time for the right purpose. I can restore what was lost through delay, drain, or wrong seasons. I can teach you stewardship that protects what I place into your care. And I can lift the weight of lack that has sat on your family line like a shadow. But listen closely, my child. Provision is not only a miracle, it is also a path. I will guide you in practical steps. What to cut, what to build, what to pursue, what to stop funding with your time and attention. I will show you where you have been leaking strength. And I will help you close the gaps. I will teach you how to plant wisely, how to wait patiently, and how to recognize opportunities that align with my peace. I am not calling you to panic or to chase money. I am calling you to trust me as provider while you walk in wisdom. I am able to supply what you need and to grow your capacity to handle more without losing your soul. Remember, money is a tool, not a throne. When resources increase, keep your heart close to me. Let generosity remain clean. Let gratitude remain steady. Let your eyes stay fixed on the giver, not the gift. I am not late. I am not absent. And I am not careless with your life. Walk forward without fear. I will lead you step by step, and I will be faithful to sustain you. My beloved child, I have seen the empty chairs at the tables where you were once welcome, and I have heard the deafening silence of those who walked away when your life became difficult. I saw the look in your eyes when you realized that the ones you trusted with your deepest secrets were the very ones whispering your name in the shadows of judgment. You have carried the label of discarded or forgotten like a heavy cloak, wondering if you were truly as unlovable as their absence made you feel. But I am here to tell you that I am the restorer of all things. I am the one who heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. The exclusion you felt was not a mistake. It was my way of clearing the room so that I could have your undivided attention. I saw every tear shed over a lost friendship, every night spent questioning your worth because of someone else's betrayal. I am turning the tide. The people who turned their backs on you were not the final authors of your story. They were making space for the ones I am bringing who will celebrate your light instead of trying to dim it. I am moving now to restore the respect that has been stolen from you. I have seen the way you were overlooked in the workplace, the way your ideas were dismissed, and the way your character was unfairly questioned. I am the God of justice, and I do not allow the righteous to be put to shame forever. Those who once mocked your faith or laughed at your dreams will soon recognize my favor resting on you. I am placing a new garment of honor upon you, replacing the sackcloth of your mourning. I will shift rooms that once felt cold toward you, not because you fought for a throne, but because my hand is making the truth visible. I am changing the narrative people have written about you. No longer will you be known by your struggle. You will be known by my strength. Those who treated you as an option will remember that you were always a chosen treasure, and they will see that the Lord has truly been with you. I am reaching into your past to heal the fractured foundations of your family. I know the words that were spoken that left deep scars on your soul. And I know the silences that felt like abandonment. I am the God who turns hearts back, fathers to children and children to fathers. I am breathing life into connections you thought were buried. I am melting the ice of pride and resentment that has kept loved ones apart. Watch how I can orchestrate reconciliation in ways you could not force. A softening, a message, a conversation that finally tells the truth with humility. But you must be willing to release the debt, my child. Let go of the bitterness that has kept you tethered to yesterday. Forgiveness is not calling the wound small. Forgiveness is releasing the right to keep bleeding. And as you forgive, you make room for me to rebuild what was broken, with a peace that cannot be faked. And know this, I am bringing destiny helpers into your life, people whose presence strengthens what I placed in you instead of competing with it. I am aligning you with souls who speak the language of your spirit, who recognize your value without requiring you to perform for it. You have been lonely in your purpose for too long, but a new season of divine community is beginning. The things meant to shame you will become your testimony. The honor that was stolen will be restored with wisdom, and the love you poured out will return in forms you never expected. Trust me with your heart, for I am the architect of your destiny, and I am making all things new. My child, I have heard the persistent whisper of your heart saying, I am not enough. I have seen you standing before the mountain of your assignment, trembling at the thought of your limitations. You look at your hands and see they are small. You look at your past and see its cracks. You look at your voice and fear its quiver. But hear me now. I do not call the qualified. I qualify the called. I am the one who takes the stutterer and makes him a leader. I am the one who takes the shepherd boy and makes him a king. Your weakness is not a barrier to my power. It is the very doorway through which my glory can enter your life. The more you recognize what you cannot do, the more room you make for what I can do. Do not apologize for being human. I designed you, and I do not make mistakes. Every scar you carry is a place where my light can shine. You have been hiding your flaws, but I tell you, those very places are part of how I shape your compassion, your authority, and your testimony. I saw you when you tried to do it all in your own strength and fell exhausted, feeling like you had failed me. I was there in your deepest frustration, when you felt like a fraud, waiting for the world to discover you did not have the answers. But I am telling you this, that exhaustion was not the end of you. It was the beginning of you leaning into me. When you reach the end of yourself, you arrive at the beginning of my strength. I am infusing your spirit with endurance that does not come from effort alone. I am sharpening your mind with wisdom you could not manufacture. I am placing a boldness in your chest that will silence the lions of doubt that have stalked you for years. You will find yourself speaking with an authority you did not know you had, and solving problems that once kept you paralyzed. Not because you suddenly became perfect, but because you finally stopped trying to carry what was never meant to rest on your shoulders. This is not your battle to win by force. It is a victory to receive by surrender. The less you cling to control, the more room you make for creation. I am equipping you for the weight of what you have been asking for. I am training you to remain steady when doors open, to stay humble when favor comes, to stay soft when success tries to harden the heart. You are stronger than you think, not because of muscle or intellect, but because of the Spirit who dwells within you. I give power to the faint and increase strength to those who have no might. You will run and not grow weary. You will walk and not faint. I am taking what you once felt ashamed of, failures, sensitivity, humble beginnings, and turning it into a weapon against the enemy's accusations. You are becoming fireproof, not because you avoid flames, but because I walk through them with you. Stand tall, my child. Your training season is concluding, and your season of manifestation is beginning. The strength is already flowing. Take the next step and watch the mountain move as you obey. My precious child, come and sit with me in the light of a new dawn. I want to show you the landscape of your tomorrow, a place where the shadows of what if no longer have permission to live. I have seen how fear has been like a ghost in your home, sitting at your table and lying down with you at night, whispering stories of disaster and lack. But I am declaring an end to fear's reign in your mind. I know the plans I have for you. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. You will walk through your days with a steady heart, not because the world becomes perfect, but because you are anchored in the one who is perfect. The frantic racing of your pulse will be replaced by the deep rhythm of a soul that knows it is held. You will no longer wake up with dread as your first thought, for I am placing a shield of my presence around your mind. I am taking the chaos of your yesterday and using it as the foundation for a life that is unshakable. You have lived in survival mode, waiting for the other shoe to drop, expecting the storm to return as soon as the clouds begin to clear. But I am bringing you into great shalom, a peace that is complete, lacking nothing. I have seen how you prepared for disaster, but I am teaching you to prepare for delight. I am redeeming time you lost to worry. The hours you spent paralyzed by fear, I am restoring as focused joy and creative overflow. The path ahead is not a dark tunnel. It is a garden I have tended for your arrival. You will find that what once terrified you now looks smaller, not because life has no challenges, but because you are seeing from my perspective. You are moving from reacting to darkness into responding to my invitations. The future is no longer a threat. It is an inheritance secured by my hand. I am building your life upon a rock that cannot be moved. When rains fall and floods rise, and they may, your house will stand because its foundation is truth. I have seen how you once built on shifting sands, approval, control, and fragile security, and I saw how it broke your heart when those things crumbled. But now you are rooted in me. I am giving you a future where joy is not chained to circumstances. You will be like a tree planted by water, which does not fear when heat comes. Its leaves stay green, and it does not cease to bear fruit. I am removing heaviness and clothing you with praise. One day, you will look back at this transition and realize that fear was only the labor pains of the peace being born in you. You are entering a sanctuary of the soul where you can finally put down your guard and simply be my child. Walk forward with your head lifted. The darkness is behind you, and my light is ahead of you. You are not walking toward terror, you are walking toward rest. And I will be with you in every step, faithful to the end. My beloved child, the time for merely listening has passed, and the moment for choosing has arrived. We have stood together on the threshold of your new life, and now I am asking for your hand. You have heard my promises, you have felt my presence, and you have seen the shadows of your past begin to retreat. But the final bridge is built by your own will. I am not a God who forces his way into a locked heart. I am a father who stands at the door and knocks, waiting for the one I love to turn the key. This is your yes moment. It is the second where you stop being a spectator of my glory and become a participant in my purpose. You do not need to have everything figured out. You do not need to feel worthy or strong. You only need to be willing. This is the activation of everything we have discussed. The moment where the seed of my word breaks open and begins to take root in the soil of your reality. I am inviting you to move from the state of hearing to the state of being. Close your eyes for a moment and let the world around you fade into insignificance. Can you feel the heat of my love surrounding you? In this sacred silence, I want you to offer me your yes. Not a yes born of duty or fear, but a yes born of radical trust. Say it within the secret chamber of your spirit. Yes, Lord. I agree with your timing. I agree with your purpose. I agree with the identity you have given me. As you whisper this, I am breaking the final threads of your hesitation. I am pouring the oil of my spirit upon your head, anointing you for the journey that begins today. This, yes, is the sound of the chains falling to the floor. It is the sound of the heavens opening to release the resources I have kept in reserve for this specific hour. You are no longer just a wanderer. You are a pioneer. You are no longer just a dreamer. You are a doer of the word. This is the moment your destiny becomes a living, breathing reality. Do not wait for certainty to find you before you take the first step. Clarity is found in the moving, not in the sitting. I am telling you now, move for the sake of clarity. If you wait until the entire path is lit, you will never leave the porch. I am the lamp unto your feet, which means I only light the step you are currently taking. As you move, the next step will appear. As you speak, the words will be given. As you give, the storehouse will be refilled. The world demands a map, but I offer you a relationship. Do not be afraid of the mist that still hangs over the distance, for I am already standing in the mist, waiting for you to catch up. Your yes today is the most powerful weapon in your arsenal. It silences the accuser and activates the host of heaven. You have been chosen for such a time as this. Do not look back at the shore you are leaving behind. Look forward to the horizon where my glory is rising to meet you. The shift has happened. The prayer is activated. You are ready, my precious one. As we reach the conclusion of this sacred encounter, I want to wrap you in a peace that the world can neither give nor take away. I have seen the journey you've taken to get to this moment. The stumbles, the doubts, and the triumphs. I want you to carry this truth in the deepest part of your being. I am going with you. I am not a God who gives a command and then watches from a distance. I am the God who walks beside you, who goes before you to level the mountains, and who stands behind you as your rear guard. There is no mistake you can make that is larger than my grace, and there is no path you can take where my love cannot find you. This message was not just for your ears. It was an infusion for your spirit. You are leaving this moment different than how you entered it. The weight has been lifted, the vision has been cleared, and the seal of my spirit is now upon your life. Rest in the assurance that I am working all things together for your good, even the parts that don't make sense yet. I am calling you now to seal this prophecy so that the enemy cannot steal the seeds of hope that have been planted today. Do not let the distractions of the world wash away the clarity you have received. To lock this blessing into your life and to claim every promise of restoration, financial breakthrough, and emotional healing, you must make a final declaration of faith. Type Amen or it is done in the comments right now. By doing this, you are placing a spiritual seal upon this word, confirming that you accept it as your reality. This is your amen to my yes. It is the final signature on the contract of your destiny. I have seen your faithfulness throughout this message, and I am honoring your persistence. Your breakthrough is no longer a distant hope. It is a present reality that is unfolding even as you breathe. You were never meant to walk this path of light in isolation. I have called you into a spiritual family, a community of believers who are all being transformed by my voice. As a final act of belonging, and to ensure you never miss the bread I provide for your soul, I invite you to join this family permanently. Press the like button and subscribe to this channel one last time to signal your commitment to this journey. By joining us, you are surrounding yourself with the frequency of my word, keeping your lamp lit and your spirit fed. I have so much more to reveal to you, and I want to walk with you through every season. Share this message with those you love. For as you become a vessel of my light will shine even brighter upon you. Go now in the power of my peace. The doors are open, the path is clear, and my favor is your constant companion. You are the chosen one, and your time has finally come. I love you with an everlasting love, and I will never leave you nor forsake you. Every step you take from this moment forward is a step of victory. The drought is over, the rain has begun, and your harvest is guaranteed. Trust me, for I am the Alpha and the Omega, and I have already seen the beautiful ending of your story. It is finished. It is settled. It is done. Amen.